Hey Claire, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good,
How are you?
good, good, good. So on our last video last week,
Yes, you
we
owe me a conversation about that one.
yes. Let's talk about latex. What is it? Is it a bad thing? Is it us like giving from our own hearts and expecting to have more blessings? Because they say give and you shall receive. But when we talk about this latex thing, what are we talking about? And I love the statement which you gave me. It said, can latex exist without guilt? Let's start on that one.
I don't think it can exist without guilt because the black takes emotional manipulation, moral cohesion. The moment you say
Mm,
something against black text, someone is pulling out something from the Bible. Hey, honor your
honor your
mother and father.
mother
Yes. I don't even see anywhere where it's written honor them financially. Unengori,
with
this very
money.
disrespectful child. You talk back to your parents. Uri busy kuvanyadzisa muraini, uri kuita sei. But you then say, Aiwa, I'm
Mm,
honoring them because you're giving them money. I don't think that's honor.
money, yes.
No, 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 no,
That's
no.
honor, yes.
If you
Mm,
then say, inini zvebhebheri ndezvenyu izvozvo I don't want to listen to that. Next statement is, chirere chigokurerawo. Handiti vakakurera. It's now your time yekuti
yes.
uvarere. So inini my question then is, i- let's say wakazvarwa when your parents were 20. Does this mean kuti
Mm,
at 40 they are now supposed to retire here? Yet retirement yemuhurumende ndi 60. Because chirere chigokurerawo
yes.
iyi unogona kuiudzwa just after high school. Uchitopedza high school wakutonzi aiwa sikana tsvagai kabasa, aiwa mubatsire vanhu pamba zvinhu zvinenge zvakavaremera, aiwa handiti makarerwawo chibatsiraiwo kuti murere vamwe. But age
Yes,
yauri
yes,
kuudzwa
yes.
iyi, age yauri kuudzwa iyi Tari kunzi chirera vamwe. Are we now saying that our parents are no longer able-bodied here? Chii chiri kuitika?
Or
Make me
what?
understand. Make me
So,
understand,
so, so, so,
Polly.
so, so with me, if you can link this back to the conversation we had even last week, like you know what,
Uh-huh.
many people we live in the now. We don't really think of the future. So the
Mhm.
moment we don't think about our future self, that's when we contribute to perpetuate neglect. And also,
Yeah.
if we can circle back to the generation of our parents, like with myself, we are six in our family, and for sure I can tell you that, like when my parents were giving birth to us, they were saying we are their investments, start on my investments. Was the moment, the moment when the first three of us we reached a
Investment.
certain age, we reached a certain age, my dad was like, now it's your turn to take care of your brothers and sisters. My dad said that, like, live, he didn't even like beg the bride and all that. He said, now it's your turn to take care of the last three ones. To say that, okay, we were the investments to take
You
care
have the
of that.
investment. So, so now, eh, because when we then look at that,
Mm.
it's then stopping the next generation from becoming rich because you're supporting, yeah, sandwich. You're becoming a sandwich generation.
Language
You're
generation,
supporting
yes.
your own children. But in this case, it's your own children. So it's a club sandwich. Your own children, your mother's children, and your mother as well. So you go, it's
Yes.
three just surrounding you. Oh gosh, Tari. So how do
But
we reframe this? Because it is a problem. But how do
mm,
we do it? How do we reframe this so that there is so that it's not a big problem? How do we reframe it?
for us. So for me, I always say, like, you know what, as our generation, we are a bit aware of this. So I believe like change begins with us. Because we
Mhm.
are living now. Yes, I'm working so hard. I need to live my life. I need to drive a nice car and all that. But if I'm going to drive a nice car without me considering my future self, yes, I don't know what the future will be like and all that. God forbid I might die this day. God forbid I might die at 70, right?
Mhm.
If I die at 70, I need to plan for that. I need to plan for those next 30 years. Because if I don't plan for that, which means I'll be expecting my kids to take care of me, which is very wrong. For me, I feel like it's very wrong. And we don't want to perpetuate like this. Like now we are so away. So for me, I always say, like, even if you're living, live for the now and also remember your future self is as important as your present self. So I believe we are the generation who can stop this like text nonsense. We are the ones who can say, for me, I always say, Walter, like, you know what? This is what I envision. Like, what I envision. On the 21st birthday of my daughter, I need to present to her an apartment and a car to say, go and start your life. Yeah.
Yes.
So on that,
Uh-huh.
I'm not even expecting you to take care of me. No,
No.
I'm waiting for my money. I'm making my money grow, and I'm also taking care of that future because I know I ukuzana tinoshika.
Yes. So I think what you said about our generation being a revolutionary generation, at least the rest hondo zvedu, but we are
Mm,
going to be that revolutionary generation that says no to black tax because
mm,
we are now quite aware of self-care. And I
yes,
feel like saying no to black tax is a form of self-care because you're being uh, emotionally responsible for yourself. You are breaking cycles. It
yes,
may require tough decisions, but what I feel like is happening is that you're putting in that structure, right?
mm,
You're putting in the boundaries. And not just that, you're then financially planning so that you are not going to be that financial burden to your children.
children,
Although your
yes,
parents and your siblings, you're putting it the structure and the boundaries so that that black takes a moves from being this financial obligation.
obligation.
I don't know. What do you think about a the giver in the black text equation? What do you think about the giver? What are your feelings about the giver?
So, so for me, I always say like when I'm giving, I need to give from like this place. Like okay, I'm just giving, but like God has blessed me with more. It has to come from my heart, not
Yeah.
someone calling me and making demands that I have to do this. Like for me, like my family, they know if someone calls and make demands, I'm not gonna do it. Shit. I have
Tete
to do it
mukuru wenyu
like from
haasikuenda
say, oh, you,
kuchikoro kunoko.
so what, mwana wangu, when you making your gift, you plan and marry
Enter
yangu,
guilt.
like honestly,
That was
like
emotional manipulation. Anditi. Tete, saka motongotarisa,
emotional
tete
blackmail.
motongotarisa shuwa muzukuru asingaendi kuchikoro zvinoita.
Is it my problem? Is it my problem? You decided to give birth to 4 kids. I decided to give birth to 2 kids. So is that my problem? Like honestly. So
And also,
so for me, I
yeah,
always say like as a giver, I think mm, so for me, I always believe that like, as a giver, you need to give it from the heart. Because if you're not a cheerful giver, even the
yes.
Bible writes it, be a cheerful giver. If you're not a cheerful giver, you're even blocking that. You're even blocking your abundance. So give from the heart and give knowing. And I would say like it's also good to set boundaries. So with me, my family, they know like there are certain things I assist with. Obviously, the basics, food, medicals, funeral policies, we make sure that everything is there. And also that they also stay in a nice,
Yeah.
comfortable house. But last day with my siblings, I always say like, you know what, guys, our parents they did what they did what they could afford to do. They sent us to nice boarding schools and all that. It's not time for them also to show them the other side of life, to take them for holidays. Last time we took them
Oh,
to
that's
Victoria
nice.
Falls. They never forced us. They never forced us. I even have to force my dad to say, we want to book for you a flight to go to because what did he want to go? Both was like, you're
No,
wasting
we're not
money. Like,
wasting
no, we are not
money.
wasting
Yes.
money. We want you to experience this life. We want you to experience this life. But you know, we did it from our own heart. It's not like they were forcing us. So the moment when you do that as a giver from a cheerful heart, from an open space without someone forcing you. But I think only the problem is when someone feels like they're entitled to your money.
You know,
That's a
there
problem.
are times where this entitlement thing, I'm not too sure, but can we say one much? They are clever or they don't care. Sure, when you're getting that telephone call, yokuti muzukuru is not going to school, and muzukuru might
How's that a
actually not be
problem?
going to school, sure, and you might call a month later and muzukuru will still not be going to school. I'm not too sure what exactly will be happening in the minds of these parents because you then start to think kuti saka if these people have been taking their kids to school nemari yavanga vachidonetera yavanga vachipiwa, has that support been a ladder for them or it's been a clutch kuita handbrake mulife mevanhu because you're giving them money? So it begs the question kuti when that phone call comes in, tete mwana asikuenda kuchikoro, tete you are actually cash strapped, or tete you say, you know what, I'm going to maintain my no is a no, it's enough, I'm not going to give any explanations. A month later, maybe next door neighbor ndiyanofono but komukuzera kuti muzukuru wenyu asikuenda kuchikoro handiti. So you start to think kuti they genuinely actually didn't have the money and they still haven't made a plan a month later. So we want to think kuti so Van avava, have we been enabling them here? The help that we have been giving them, thinking it's going to be a ladder in their lives, they're going to do better, they're going to do well. Life ya wechabudirira. I think chokwadiga, we have to ask ourselves the questions: is it being a ladder or taita clutch in their life? Are we becoming a handbrake in their lives here? Vatotadza kuita plan nemwana wavakazvara
Yeah.
because tete ane vana vavo could not assist. No,
Yes.
no, 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 no,
No, no.
Tarie.
So for me, I always say, like, there's a thin line between us financially assisting someone to make them climb that ladder, and
Yeah,
financially assisting someone to enabling them, putting that in in them. Because for me, I always feel like when I assisting someone, we need to make the communication clear. But what I've realized in our culture, the moment when you want to make communication clear, people can like misinterpret it, take it in another way, like, ah, we are not that because I'm no longer married. That's what people end up like commenting about it. But I always feel like sometimes if our communication is not clear, that's when people have expectations like, okay, I sent your firstborn to a boarding school. They still expect you to even take the second born, to even take the third born, but where is the boundaries here? Where are the boundaries?
there are no boundaries.
Yes, when the communication is not very clear, and I grew up seeing this. Like my dad, he was that someone who used to take care of people. Like I don't know if I've ever mentioned that story with you. Like tichikura tetozoti ishe patikutokuramba kuholiday imba inenge yakazara zvekuchaira kitchen pafloor kusetakazara, like
Yeah,
kunenge kune everyone and all that. But you still find like these people, even until today, he's still taking of those people. He's still taking care of those people. And with me, I'm like, we grew up, and some of these kids, they also had that the same privilege of what we had, like being taken to boarding schools. Well, that's what my parents did. They just took us to boarding schools. That's only the difference. But when I went to that boarding school, I told myself that I want my life to be a bit different. So why are these people not also like able to manage to take care of their family? So I think at the end of the day, because there's no that clear communication, clear boundary setting, people they end up like feeling entitled, and also you as the person who's assisting them, you are also putting a handbrake in their life. Because now they feel like, ah, this one is good money, place good money, I have to take out. Kunochero mari.
yeah. So I think kuti, rather than us thinking kuti black tax is ending poverty, black tax is actually reinforcing poverty because
True.
wealth that the money that could be your seed, Tari, so that
Mm.
you create generational wealth. You are taking that seed and you are spreading it thin so much that
Mm.
I'll take that opportunity to plant trees that can make sure that Tari has got money
Mm.
that is growing on trees. Maria tiri kuti you could have invested in a rental property. Hauna wagiva away kuti munhu aishandisa sema day to day expenses dzake. Watoita like you have people that you're putting on a payroll, so to
Yes.
speak. So much that the little money that you could have used to uh, buy a rental property, to get shares so that you can get dividend income, to have interest income, to to solidify your end income, so to speak. You're giving it away.
Yes,
And
yes.
utori nemaemployees asingakushandire.
Asingakushandire, and they're taken away from that seed you're supposed to be planting. And for me, I always believe like instead of giving someone a fish to eat, like every day I'm going to fishing and I'm fishing to come and feed you. I say, okay, give that man a fishing rod and take him to fishing lessons,
Yeah.
and the next day they are able to feed their own families and all that. But with that one, I think also it also needs to have like a clear communication and also kind of have boundaries of where are you doing it to, and to what extent are you extending that. Because sometimes if you also don't have boundaries, that's when you also end up feel very stifled with this like texting and all that, and take it as a very bad thing. Because maybe
Ah.
the people who are even extending our help to, they don't even appreciate it or even see it. So at the end
Well,
of the day,
I think because that obligation, right? That obligation that it comes in, it's not exactly that black text does not come in as it's love or it's affection. It is
mm,
more like it's a generational punishment that is coming to you, and it's an obligation. It's a moral duty born out of a inherited burden, right?
yes, mm.
So because you be given examples that mai vako vanga vane rudo iwewe wakaitwa sei, ini makawanirwa nyasha mumhuri menyu, zvinhu zvakanaka, why are you not extending that same nyasha kune vamwe vanhu? You were blessed to be blessed to bless others, eh?
Others, yes.
But
Mm.
at times, blessing yako a good voice. Bless others by singing to them. It doesn't necessarily mean kuti twimari twese tapika mumwedzi dzangu ndakufana kupa vamwe vanhu vese kunzoko kuti ndinzi ndiri blessed as well. I'm blessing others. Aiwa mana.
No, it doesn't work like that. I think another one we need to tackle on this one, like, but we're going to get a backlash on this one. To
Yes.
those guys who tithe but they don't take care of their parents,
Woo!
like the parents are struggling.
Man, aiwa, that one. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Aiwa, iyo inotoda a different day, different topic, different. Aiwa, nditoine a lot to say to those people.
Okay, so let's have that one on our.
Okay, I think we seem to have lost Tarie, but yes, catch us next time and we'll be talking about the issue of people who tithe every single month, but kumba kwavo vanhu vari kushayiwa chekubata.